What's good, bro?
What's good with you, man? How's everything going?
Everything's great. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. No complaints. No complaints. Another day.
Another week, new week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this week you and I we sat down yesterday and we were discussing motivation. We wanted to touch on that. I wanted to tell my story a little bit, and then just kind of get an idea of like how best to respond to someone when they're in a similar situation. So the past few weeks, I've been get a little demotivated. You know, I still train every day as normal, but I haven't been feeling the same. You know, and just this past week, I made a post on Instagram that talked about looking in the mirror and not really liking what I see, and just not really just been wanting to quit, at times and stuff. So what do you say to someone who has those emotions, those feelings, to where they're wanting to stop what they're doing, or they feel like there's progress but not enough for them to want to keep going?
Well, that's a very, very, very good question, man. I think first and foremost, I think for people, it's okay. Actually, it's normal whenever you have feelings of being less than motivated. You may feel like you're going through the motions. You may feel like you are maybe hit a wall. Maybe you're not progressing at the rate that you want to progress. These are all very normal, and I think human feelings, not just with working out, but we go through different things in life where we kind of have those feelings of maybe we might not feel that we're being adequate in certain areas of our life. So it's a normal thing. So the first thing I think people, what I would tell someone is to don't beat yourself up about it. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's a normal feeling, and that's the first step for me. Don't beat yourself up about it. Now, how do you work yourself out of that position? I think once you establish that, hey, this is normal, but I know I don't want to stay here. There's a few things, man. I think one of the things that I think decompressing is a very, very good way sometimes to kind of, allow yourself to recharge. Sometimes if you're, you may be on the grind, man. You may be going to the gym, 5-6 days a week, no days off, and, you may be hitting it hard. And I think sometimes it's good to take some time off, and not a ton of time, but, maybe just take a week and don't go to the gym. Take a week and just, maybe and this is to take your mind off of it. So now you can kind of think about other things that you can focus on. You can take your mind away from it. We talked yesterday, and I kind of made the analogy about someone who is in like the music industry, like a music producer, right? Or like a writer or songwriter. They may get to a point where they're trying to create art, and in the midst of that creation, they experience whether it be producer's block, writer's block, and they just feel like, damn, I want to get to this bridge, but I don't know how I want to, do I want to, take the drums out? Do I want to you kind of get in your head about being stuck in a space. And I think sometimes it's good to take yourself away from that element and just allow yourself to just decompress for a little bit. And, over time, when you feel like, all right, now I got my want to back. I got my, that drive back, and you could just re-enter it with some renewed focus, renewed energy. Success is not a linear thing, man. Like we go through, this is the real look of success, man.
Right.
It's ups and downs. So, it's not a straight path up anyway. So you're going to have those bumps in the road. But the thing is, I like to tell people to try to keep a center where you don't get too down on your lows, don't get too up on your highs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just constantly just try to work yourself up. And I think that's one way. Just taking some time off. Another thing that I think you can do is just kind of reassess where you are now, and kind of see what area, or try to pinpoint what it is that could be getting in your way. Like I think you mentioned about looking into the mirror and not liking what you see.
Mm-hmm.
Try to identify specifically what you mean when you say that. Do you feel like you still have more body fat than you want?
Mm-hmm.
Do you still feel like maybe the certain muscle group is not hitting the way you want it to hit?
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of try to pinpoint and identify what exactly it is that is the hiccup, that is kind of getting in your way, that is kind of pulling your mood down, and then just kind of reassess how you're going into to try to rectify that. I'm sorry, you were going to say.
So that goes back. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because not me personally, but I know that when I've talked to people, that comparison again comes in from social media, or just maybe comments that was made to them. It wasn't made to me, but you look at yourself and you really just feel like, man, I'm not so much you're not where you want to be, because it's always going to be a journey. Even when you have accomplished whatever goals that you wanted to accomplish, you're still going to have those, okay, well, now I want to do this, or I want to improve this. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you're not going to get there and then just stop.
Right. No
So I think for me, we have to really look at, the mind more, because I know even a friend of mine said that they feel like they have the shallow Hal syndrome, where what they really see is not who they are or how they really look is not what they see.
Right.
And I think I struggle with that too, because just looking at myself, and then I look at someone else, or come across a bodybuilder or something online. I'm like, dang, I don't look like that. Or dang, what do I have to do? Or what training program or what foods do I have to eat so that I can get to this point? And I understand that even if I did their program, I may or may not even get to that point to even looking like that. Right. But it's still a thing in the mind where I'm like, man, I just don't like what I see. And other people be like, man, you fine, man, you crazy. What is wrong with you? Man, your body is nice, blah, 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 blah. But it's still an individual thing that, I have to tackle I have to figure out what's going on in my head so that I can be satisfied.
So I think that's actually a really, really good point that you made, that you brought up. And it's perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see an individual who's, jacked, or they got, you can tell their body fat is well under 10%, they shredded. And the perspective can be not necessarily, dang, how can I get to that point? Not like in a negative way, but you can just say, oh man, I see there's still another level I can get to.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's if you keep it in your mind that it's attainable, then you're gonna look at it from I gotta step my game up a little bit. And what stepping your game up can mean is getting sharper with your diet.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe adding some different things to your workouts. Throwing in some supersets, maybe some drop sets, different things that kind of spice up some of your routines. And just kind of reassessing where you are, not in a negative light, but just in a way to where you keep pushing forward and keep trying to keep your mindset in, that's why, like, even though I know they kind of regurgitate those post game interviews with players.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of getting better every week, I think there is some good that can come from that mindset of, I mean, you see players all the time. You see teams that they may have blew somebody out 50-14, and you hear the team talking about, well, hey, I don't like how we played in the second quarter. I still think we need to get a little bit better on our, offense. We need to get out of our, get out of our plays a little bit quicker. So you still see even coaches who've had tremendous success in the game, they'll look at things that they can look to be doing better. So I think it doesn't mean that they played bad.
Yeah.
Like you wanting to look a certain way doesn't mean that you look bad. It just means that you still are looking at ways that you can improve, and you're looking at ways to, and I think that shouldn't be looked at in a negative light. You should look at that as a positive light. Always look to try to improve and expand on where you're at, even if it's not physical. And of course, I know we're talking fitness, but
Mm-hmm.
Just that mentality, it carries over into other facets of life as well. So I don't think there's anything that's wrong with that. But the only thing that you want to be careful with is downplaying what you've accomplished or where you're at right now. So you could, don't beat yourself up wanting to be better. Being better doesn't mean you're bad. It just means that you want to be better. That's it.
I agree. I just need to, and even when I'm, talking to other people, when they're expressing their sentiments to me or their issues with me or whatever, I want to be able to, relay that same positive information to them so that they're able to continue forward with whatever their journey is, whatever the goals are. The thing is how do you get someone out of the I know I deal with this where it's just like when someone's talking to you about wanting to quit or just they're skipping those days where they should be training, and then you're finding it becoming more of that pattern of skipping working out or eating certain foods that they probably shouldn't be eating. What about the boredom part, when they get so stuck into a routine?
Ooh.
And then they get bored. And I understand maybe finding something else, but I know for me, so I'll use me as an example. One thing that keeps me going with fitness is group fitness. Like I love group fitness. I love the whole virtual training has been a blessing, because ever since I went to the new command that I'm at right now, I used to have a fitness group at my old command. I'm not there with them anymore, and I haven't been able to go to the gym with a group and really enjoy working out with a group. So how can you, or what ways can you remotivate someone to get back into something that they was bored with, or they're now bored with?
Well, I think boredom, there needs some sort of excitement, right? One of the good things about the social media world is that social media loves these challenges, right? So whether it's a dance challenge, whether it's a whatever challenge, one of the challenges that I've actually done before that I really like, and this is just an example, it doesn't have to be this specific one, but you can have a 500 rep challenge.
Okay.
Right? So you basically set up a workout and you break it down to where, you finish it. And by the time you finish it, you've completed a total of 500 reps for, a set of exercises. You can do 1,000, you can do 750. I'm just throwing a number out, but a challenge is good. And then maybe do like a challenge where it's like, yo, you got you and your friends, you and your homeboys, or your people who are also working out, tag them tag them, yo, 500 rep challenge. What's up with it? You know what I'm saying? And just, so I think you need to counteract the boredom with some form of excitement. And I think the excitement from having something that you can do with a group of people, even if you're not physically with them, but just you guys are collectively doing the challenge. You guys collectively doing it. And it's something that could, maybe push you. And then if you have that type of a good spirited, of course, competitive nature amongst your peers. I think that's a way. I'm not gonna say the way, but that's a way. I think another thing that can help you to alleviate boredom, or not alleviate, but maybe get out of boredom, is, like I said, it just needs to be some sort of shock, something different that you haven't done before. So last year, I wasn't bored, but I always wanted to do this. I participated in a Spartan race, and I never did a Spartan race before. Of course, I've seen it from different videos, stuff, things of that nature. But it was something that it wasn't what I was doing. I was just doing like your traditional, strength training, routine in the gym. But I knew that this would be something different for me to do. And they had it up at Lake Lanier last year, and I did it. It was really fun. It was exciting. It was nasty. They had you going through the water, had you going all through the mud and stuff like that. So it was definitely a change of pace. And one of the great things about being in that environment is it's called a Spartan race. So you in your head, you may assume that everyone who participates is like super workout heavy, super workout motivated. They had a group of teachers there. They had a group of office workers there that they were just, they had a group. It was just different types of people. People who may not, quote unquote, look like they're heavy into fitness, but this event was something that I'm sure they told themselves, like, hey, man, I think this is something we should do to kind of push ourselves. And you see those types of people, you can't help but be inspired. You can't help, at least, I'll speak for me. I was just inspired, man, just seeing like all those different types of people, different demographics of people. I mean, you have black folks, white folks, tall, short, big, tall, little, in shape, out of shape, or I say out of shape, but just, just different types of people, man. And it was just very exciting. You as you're doing the race, you may pass someone and you may be, hey, keep it moving. You see somebody who maybe had their hands on their knees, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Just even that type of stuff. Yeah. And one event was actually not it's not physically hard, but it's probably like technique wise the hardest event. They have like a javelin throw, and the javelin throw is the one that it catches people the most because it's kind of a way you have to do it. It's like I said, it's all about technique. So I threw it, and it hit like the back of my head as it was coming up. Hold on. So I'm like, damn. But then it's still taking flight. So it done took flight, and all of a sudden I see that thing arching down, and it hit like the very, very corner of the target. And I was so hyped, and like people was like, they was like, yeah, and they was like getting high five, like, but like that type of atmosphere. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So it was just very, very cool. It was just very exciting. And, I think some things like that where you can just think of things that you may not have considered doing, and just give yourself an opportunity to if you have an open mind, like,
I think that's dope. That's cause I did my, I haven't really participated in like races and like different events. I've done like 5Ks and stuff before, and those are usually fun. But they're like the norm, you know what I mean? Right. And I'm not really I'll be honest with you, I'm not really like a runner. I don't really like running that much. I mean, I'll do it, but I just don't like it. But I did. I remember doing my first 1,000-pound challenge. That was pretty dope. Like I really felt accomplished. I really felt like I worked up towards something. But then kind of like after that, it kind of just like went down from there. You know what I mean? And I didn't. I mean, it's like once you've done it, like they either have to like bump up the weight. I might have to do like a 1,500-pound challenge or something. But I haven't seen those. So
hey, you can.
No. I'm getting too old. No, I'm like,
hey, nah, I heard that.
like I start to feel these now. So like these they starting to hurt now.
You get them knees cracking down.
Man. So yeah, but I have found like I have found ways to get around the boredom part, and then just not having the physical group go with me to the gym and stuff. You know, doing the virtual workouts, the virtual trainings and stuff. It's actually something that keeps me going. It's something I look forward to doing on the days that I'm hosting the trainings, hosting the workouts. And I really try to, get more and more people, involved. And even if they're unable to attend the virtual portion of it, at least try to like post the workout so that they can do. And even at a time I was posting the the snippet of the workout on Instagram and stuff like that. So for what I would say is, for anyone who is bored or looking to just do something different, that is definitely one way to do it. Is find someone or find others that you can just either do a virtual workout with, or go meet up somewhere. I know here we have a few parks where they have trails. One of the main parks here in Virginia Beach. They got a place called Mount Trashmore, where they have like several different running paths out there, and then they have along the path they have like different workout stations. Pretty dope. Like, it's real dope. Then they got the mountain itself that you can run on the mountain. You can run. You can do the stairs. They have like crazy stairs or whatever that you can run. I haven't been out there since this time. Around this time last year is the last time I was out there. And then just with the whole COVID thing, I just haven't made it over there, and I've been doing most of my workouts here in the house. But I think just finding someone or finding a group of people. We was talking about community a couple of weeks ago, being in that fitness community. That alone brings inspiration and stuff like that, because I find myself following more and more fitness people. Now sometimes I have to be mindful, because I find myself like I'll be following, I'll be looking, I'll be like, dang man, like sometimes I either feel like either I'm not doing enough, or if I may try to do some people out here. Let me tell you about these fitness people.
Go ahead, man.
Let me tell you about these fitness people. All right.
Speak on it, man.
Your average person, if you're gonna post these workouts people be posting, if you're gonna post a workout, who are you aiming for? Like, who are you aiming?
I know what you're talking about.
Who are you aiming to?
Listen, man.
Like this, it kills me.
It's a guy. I'm not gonna say his name, because I actually like his channel. I think he's a really, like, I think he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But he does these things where, like, he'll do a deadlift and then he'll do like a backflip. Then he'll do another deadlift, and then do like a backflip again. And I know it's like to kind of stunt. And I know the game. Yeah. I know the game is a game.
Yeah.
But like you said, I know there's a lot of people with fitness. But this is what's funny, man, because that's like the thing about social media, man. Everybody's seen a squat. So now you got to squat on a stability ball. Mm-hmm. But now you got to squat blindfolded on a Bosu ball, eating, a piece of, broccoli. Like, it ain't enough to just squat no more. Like, everybody's seen that.
Right.
Everybody's seen the deadlifts. You got a deadlift, on a jet ski now. Like, it ain't enough, man. So like I said, man, and most of that stuff, I'm sure in my brain, I'm sure it's to gain, views and stuff like that, views and shares. And that's part of that's the nature of the game, man. Cause look, I could do some crazy workouts if I really wanted to. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? I try to just keep my stuff a little bit more practical.
Right.
to where I don't have to explain. Or some people like put in the comments, "Yo, bro, what this work?" You got to do doing the 3 cartwheels into a deadlift, and it's like, bro, what's that working? And they gotta make some stuff up.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, who are you trying to attract to get into your program? Or I'm not impressed. Honestly, I'm not impressed because I'm like, I know the average person cannot do that. Like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do something that people should be working to doing, and they're basic movements, you know what I'm saying, or a combination of basic to intermediate moves. These guys be doing some stuff. I'd be like,
look, man, I'm all for like combining certain exercises, because sometimes if you do it right,
yeah,
you could do it right, and it's in the spirit of like an actual goal.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then you have just stuff that's just unnecessarily difficult, and there's much safer ways to kind of do the same thing.
Right.
There's much, you know what I mean? So, but like I said, man, I chalk up social media to it's sometimes it's the game you got to play. So, but I'm with you, man. Sometimes I look at that stuff and I'm just like,
it's annoying.
What's going on, man?
I'm not gonna lie, it's annoying to me only because
I feel you.
Only because I'm like, man, there's no way. First of all, I'm not posting nothing like this. I'm not finna get up here and post things like this because I'm trying to get people to get on to my program. It ain't that. I want to show you basic moves,
Right.
or here's a simple, realistic workout that you can do in 5 to 10 minutes that is going to at least get you started or get you moving.
Right.
All right.
And you know what's funny? Like I'll have clients and I'll be like showing them stuff, and then they start doing it, and I'm like, oh man, it looked much easier when you were doing it.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, like just because it looks easy, like I know how to make things that look simple be effective.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So to me, it's about the impact.
Yeah.
It's about how you take something simple and make it much more effective. It's like, oh man, you was doing it. You was chilling.
Yeah.
I'm over here about to. So, but yeah, man. So I feel you. I feel what you're saying, bro. I feel what you're saying.
I think that alone right there would make me scroll up and get me some potato chips too. If I wouldn't want to. I got to do all that to look like that. I'm good.
Right.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Oh man.
That's crazy, bro.
But I think for me, not now that I know that, you know, it makes it helps with the motivation piece of it, because you know, as a trainer, and then just looking at like what other people do, I'm like, what am I not doing? Like I have those thoughts in my head, like, what am I not doing? Because
Right.
there's no way I'm doing all of that. Like I'm not doing. But also, you know who I think about? Because I feel like it's more women than men. Some of these females, I don't know their background. I don't know their you know what their personal lives are, but like the way they show off their bodies and stuff. I look at the average female who has a child, who experienced childbirth, and you know they have like their different like medical issues and stuff. I'm like, how can you not saying that whatever they got, whatever the trainer or whatever program they have to offer is not doable, but how are you going to convince this average mother who hasn't been able to recover from her after having childbirth and stuff like that? How are you going to be able to convince her to follow this program and be successful? And how are you going to motivate her to be successful at whatever it is that you're doing or whatever it is that you have to offer? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know, like, honestly, I like working with, like, I work with all ages, but I like working with older individuals because of the fact that I know that I can give them just the basics, and they will work towards,
Yeah.
improving on the basics before we move on to equipment or doing anything else that's going to be a little more immediate to advance. And then
Yeah.
they come back and they say, man, I see I see the improvement. I see just being consistent, coming on the days that we're training, and then just putting forth every effort. It's
Right.
working. It's helping me.
You know what I also think that comes with is, and I actually agree with you. Like I do enjoy working with older clients. I feel like a lot of times their goals are more prioritized in health
Yes.
as opposed to physical appearance,
Mm-hmm.
which is not, of course, not to knock people who have physical appearance as a priority, because I mean whatever motivates you motivates you.
Yep.
So I can't stop that, but those individuals, you find that they are a lot more. Well, I'll speak for me. I find that those individuals tend to be a lot more dedicated to the process, and they seem to be, like I said, simple, effective movements. Simple, effective movements, um, simple, effective, food program, exercise program, and I hear usually in a few weeks to a month after starting, how much better they feel, how much more energy they may have. They just feel good that they're doing something for their bodies, man. So it's definitely it's easier with those individuals as opposed to a younger audience, because of course the younger audience, most of them are on social media, so they're
Mm-hmm.
looking at the fitness girls or the fitness dudes, and they may have a skewed reality. And of course we've already kind of dabbled into that, and they may have unrealistic expectations. They may have, and like you said, especially if someone who is maybe had children, maybe had a C-section, maybe had other things that have gone on, and it's like, you know, or just like it could be genetic stuff. Like sometimes, like you not having a butt, sometimes it's just a rough hand. You, it's just a rough hand you was dealt. Like I know that. Look, I know that there's all this grow a booty stuff, and
Yeah.
but and sometimes in the land of reality, sometimes genetics is a big factor for a lot of people. Sometimes people are just they just got gifted, and
Yeah.
you may have missed it.
Yeah.
And that is the truth.
I
But
agree. Yeah. You're right. You are
so
right.
yeah,
I'm hoping that my genetics don't allow my genetics don't take over, and I start eating so much and then I get big or something. I don't know.
oh
I
man,
just hope. I don't know.
no man, you good, bro. You
I'm
good, man. No, no, don't beat yourself up, brother.
look.
You good,
I'm
man.
gonna try to. Hey, so tomorrow. Well, usually Sundays is my mental reset.
Uh huh.
So, um, after we talked yesterday, I definitely I sat down and I wrote out my menu. I said, you know what? I gotta do a reset on how I used to train, how I used to eat and stuff like that. So I said, okay, I'm gonna write my menu out. I wrote out my menu, wrote down my menu, went grocery shopping this morning, and now I'm gonna start working on my meal prep today. And first thing in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna be at the gym,
Yes,
get
sir.
starting towards. I'm a reset on my goals. That's what it is. I'm gonna sit down. I'm going to do my measurements, and then I'm gonna put a timeline on, where I want to be at, um,
Right.
as far as my measurements and um, my training goals. So, all right, brother, take us out with one.
Um, I want to do something a little bit different.
Okay.
All right, and this may be a little bit of encouragement. So, obviously, the game is tonight.
Yes.
Game 6, Lakers and Heat. You willing to put? Are you how confident are you in your team? Let me ask you that first. You feel like you can win tonight?
So I do feel like we can win tonight. I feel like we can win tonight, but LeBron James is just a different beast, man.
Of course, he was a different beast Friday when they should have won Friday.
That dude is an animal, man. You're not beating him twice.
All right, so let me ask you this then. So Miami Heat, do they score more or less than 110 points?
Ooh, I say less.
Less. All right. More or less than 100?
I say more.
All right. I got them under 100.
Okay.
So, place a little friendly wager.
Okay.
If they are under 100, 50 burpees from you.
Okay.
50 burpees, you can post it on IGTV or whatever.
Okay.
They get over 100, win or lose, regardless of whether they win or lose.
Okay.
If they score over 100 points, I'll do 50 burpees and I'll put it up on my IGTV and I'll tag you in it. So I think this is a way to kind of help you kind of spice up a little bit.
I like it.
So,
Okay.
All right, so we'll do that.
Sounds good.
But,
I'm down. Handshake.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. After they disrespected Mamba, losing in them jerseys, they can't lose tonight. You can't lose because Sundays they wear the white jerseys, so you can't lose in the white jerseys too, because then it's gonna be over with.
Oh yeah.
So if LeBron James make me do 50 burpees on Monday, next week is gonna be a different episode. Hey, this might not be the motivation podcast. Hey, you might have to censor some stuff out, bro.
Hey. Well, best of luck.
All right, man. So we'll end it on that. A little friendly wager. So Miami Heat, again for the viewers, if they are under 100, Troy, you got to do 50 burpees. If they score above 100, I will do 50 burpees, and I'll post it on IGTV. So
Sounds like a deal.
that'll work.
All right.
All right, brother.
All right.
Be good, man.
See you next week.
All right. Yes, sir.
Yep.